spoke to Chris Doyle. He is a Middle East commentator and the director of the Council for Arab-British Understanding. He says there is basically nowhere safe now for Palestinians.
The whole notion of a safe zone is a very sick joke, to be frank. It's not the first time that we have seen Israeli forces bombing and attacking Al-Mawasi itself. We've even seen an attack on aid agencies in Al-Mawasi in February. Médecins Sans Frontières had one of their premises bombed there. Just to remind you that Al-Mawasi was basically a beach and sand dunes in the southwestern part of the Gaza Strip. It used to be somewhere that people would go to play and enjoy sunsets and the like. So to find now this hugely overcrowded area, crammed full of people, in unsanitary conditions and being bombed, is really quite appalling. But what the Israeli authorities are saying is in line with the sort of way in which they operate, that they will, if they know that there is a senior member of Hamas, they don't give due care to civilians who might be in the area. They are prepared to go in to take out such a leader, or try to take out, and no matter what the casualties. And this is just yet the latest one, and we're getting towards 10 months of this horror, and there's no sign of it coming to an end.
Is there any way to justify so many dead Palestinians, civilians, at least 71 now, according to those latest figures? Is there any way to justify so many dead people because you're targeting one specific top Hamas commander?
Most international lawyers worth their salt will say immediately that any attack has to be proportionate to the military benefit. In other words, in carrying out that attack, the military advantage outweighs the damage, the potential killing or destruction of civilian people or objects. It's quite clear when you are risking killing that many people, and indeed, many more might have died than 71. That figure may still yet rise, I'm sorry to say, that this is completely disproportionate and contrary to the rules of war. But, we've seen this time and time again, and because the international community, such as it is, the major powers, have not only done nothing to stop this, they actually, in the case of the United States, they actually arm Israel, they send bombs, they give it diplomatic cover. It means that Israel has no fear of the legal consequences of these actions.
Now, of course, the International Court of Justice has told and ordered Israel to make sure that their forces do not commit more genocide in Gaza. Just from your vantage point, do you think that Israel is actually following that order from the International Court of Justice?
These are the provisional measures that have been ordered on more than one occasion by the International Court of Justice going back to the end of January. And it's not just that they should not be carrying out actions that may be deemed to be genocide. It's also that they should let in adequate amount of aid, that they should keep all evidence. I mean, there is no question that Israel is not adhering to those provisional measures that are binding on Israel. And the trouble is, the ICJ is only as powerful as those member states, those powerful UN actors, as powerful as they are prepared to try to enforce it. The ICJ, International Court of Justice, has no enforcement measures. It has no army. It has no security force. It can't actually do anything to Israel to make it stop. It is up to those major powers, particularly the permanent members of the Security Council, to do something about it. And of course, as we know, that hasn't happened and is very, very unlikely to happen.